Hello, Victor. Could you please give an introduction about yourself?
Hello, I'm Victor. I'm 15 years old. I have discovered the real world around 2.5 years ago and made around 2 to 3,000, depending on when you start to count. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so at 15 years old, that's a pretty good amount of money to be making. So could you break down how that happened?
So let's start when I joined the real world.
Mhm.
Um, I joined around 2.5 years ago, as I already mentioned. At first, I wanted to join the copywriting campus, but my mom was simultaneously using my account, and she said, "Oh, look at Adam, he has portfolio signals, and we can also make money with that." So I decided to also join the investing campus, and I decided, hey, Adam's a cool guy, I like what he's teaching. And yeah, I decided to do levels, became an investing master, decided to start creating my own systems, and created very good ones, to say the least. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so the first thing that stands out is, did I understand correctly that your mom was using the real world herself at first?
Correctly, we shared the account just on her laptop. Then I bought my own laptop, and yeah, it split off after that. But she stopped using it because she didn't really like it, and I kept it.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Okay, how did that begin then? Why did your mom decide to get into it? Was it
Um,
because of you, or was she the first one that got in?
I discovered Andrew Tate via memeing Zoom bombing videos, and afterwards I looked him up. I decided he's good. I showed him to my mom. She also liked him and decided, yeah, it would be a good idea to maybe try out his program. And yeah, that's exactly how it happened.
Got it. So you went through the Adams Masterclass, so long-term investing. What was that like, actually going through it? How long did it take you to pass the Masterclass exam, I guess you could call it?
Um, at first, I liked it and I went through with it. It was pretty easy to pass it. I mean, relative looking back at it, my prior self thought it was hard, but now I think it's easy. I definitely learned a lot, and it's very informative. You definitely should try to pass it if you haven't, and I recommend it to everyone who watches this.
Okay, so a bit more in depth there. Roughly, how many hours do you think it took you from when you joined the campus to actually go through all the learning material and then pass the exam?
I'd say 3 months with consistently daily watching. If you would really try hard, you could pass it in 1 month, but I think 3 months is the average of people passing.
Mhm. So usually when people think about crypto investing, they just think, don't you just buy a coin and then hold it and then it will go up over time? But clearly, if there's 3 months of studying in this case to actually build a proper strategy, then there's a lot that people are missing. So on that line, what would you say for someone who has no investing experience? From what you've learned, what have been the biggest takeaways? Like, why? What have you been learning in those first 3 months?
I was learning statistical principles, um, key principles of yeah, investing, of buying, selling, how to simplistically perform analysis and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I think if you want to buy crypto, simplicity or being overly sophisticated is key, because in my opinion there's nothing in between. So either you just hold Bitcoin or you go super absolutely schizophrenic. Yeah,
So did you go absolutely schizophrenic?
you could call it that. Yes.
Okay. And then that was only to pass the masterclass, and then I assume there's a lot more that goes on after that as well. So how much can you say about that?
There are overall 5 levels, and I think, in my personal opinion, um, the last 3 ones teach you the most, especially level 3 and level 5. Level 3 is just performing level relative strength analysis. You compare tokens, which ones are outperforming. And level 5, yeah, it's a secret process, but it's also very good. I can really recommend passing and going there. Yeah.
Okay. So in your case, what strategies do you use into your? I could phrase that wrong. What kind of what would they be called? Indicators. That was it. What kind of indicators did you choose to use for your strategy?
I mostly code the indicators myself, or in that case, I can also ask some people to share theirs, because we are coding strategies and we are sharing. We have a very high level of networking, and there aren't not many secrets between us. So if we, for example, ask if we can have their strategy, a friend's strategy, or someone else's strategy, we will get it with very high probability, because an investing master respects an investing master. Yeah.
Got it. But I mean, in your case, just to add some credibility to what you're saying, to actually show that um, there is a lot more to this in terms of a profession. Could you give more details, or what, let's say, what indicators you've decided to use, even if at least one of them, and why?
Um, I like to use momentum indicators and directional indicators. I don't know if it would be a good idea to say their names, because some people might think that this tool will be overly useful and might base their entire portfolio off of it. But I like going with modified modified super trends, for example. Really big fan of that. Or what do we have? RSI for relative strength analysis. It's an overly simplistic tool, but I'd say it's very useful, especially in inefficient markets like altcoins or lower market cap coins. So yeah.
Okay. So your worries about someone taking it out of context and only using it without enough knowledge about it, I don't think that will happen, because the point is you explain part of what's taught in the real world, and then they'll see that there's actually a lot of value there, and then they'll go into the real world themselves and learn it and
hmm
implement it that way. So I'd say don't worry about that. Why would you say the RSI is good to use in things like meme coin markets? Could you explain a bit more there?
Because when you're doing ratio analysis on meme coins, for example, you have very large ranging markets, and then suddenly you have a perhaps small run up with a big impulse candle, and you are trying to front run the big impulse candle, the big 20 to 30% moves. And I think the RSI is pretty good for that. There are other options which can also front run the RSI, but I'm still developing possible indicators for this. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So that was very nicely said. I think that proves your proficiency in what you're doing. Okay. Now, what do people at school think about what you're doing? Have you told them that you're into investing and that everything you're doing, or do you keep it to yourself?
So yeah, they know that I'm investing in Bitcoin, but they don't really think anything of it. They think it's just a scam, like most people actually do, and they think there won't be anything that I will be extracting from that market, or any value that I will be getting. So they don't really look at me through a special lens or something. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Got it. Because yeah, I was wondering if anyone else around you was interested in what you're doing and maybe trying to do it themselves. But I guess at around 15, they're still too young to understand, you could say. So
Yeah,
you're in a
they're just
yes.
people are just thinking, yeah, it's just another kid doing his hobby. And
Mhm. Fair enough. Okay. So in your case, have you been in the crypto campus the whole time that you've been in the real world, or have you explored other campuses?
I'm currently exploring the trading campus, because I'm thinking about getting a more active approach to investing. I think trading is also a good subset of this, and I will be able to spend my time more actively in the markets and extract more value.
Okay, got it. So you say spend more time in the markets more actively, but don't you have school? So you wouldn't actually be able to trade during the prime time? I don't know how else to phrase it.
You could say that, but we some of us are trading over multiple hours. Some are trading in minutes. I am still in the way of refining where I could work or what I could do with my time which I have free. But I currently think that might be the best solution. Yeah.
Uh, I didn't fully comprehend. What did you mean by that might be the solution? As in a slightly longer time frame?
No, as in a lower time frame. Yeah, or you could also say a higher time frame. But yeah, as I said, I'm still working that out because I'm very cramped
Okay.
with my time and yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. So into trading and investing at 15 years old, and I'm sure that will compound now over time, considering you know good strategies how to sustainably keep increasing it. So yeah, usually people start very late. In your case, very cool what you're doing. All right. So what does your mom think about what you've done so far?
Oh, she's very excited about it. She likes when I talk about crypto, and yeah, she's very supportive of it. I would say at least she's very supportive. Yeah, very rare, and I'm very happy that I got such a mom.
Mhm. How did she react to you initially putting your money into crypto?
Um, was at the beginning she was a little speculative, but she saw that I got small profits out of it, so she said, "Yeah, I think you can do what you think you can do."
Hmm.
No, uh, she said you can do what you want to do or what you think is
Hmm.
best. So I decided to go full portfolio in, and yeah, I think that's also the best choice. Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. And then, what kind of an impact has Tate had on you? Have you watched many of his videos?
At the beginning, I really enjoyed watching his videos, and I still do. I think he had a very good impact on my life because I started working out, and I started actually showing some form of discipline instead of the usual kid behavior. You know, you play games, you don't do anything, and I actually started to do something with my life. And I think he had and has a still very big impact on my life. And yeah.
Amazing. To go a bit more into depth on that, what does your average day look like currently compared to before you joined the real world?
Um, Currently, you know, I wake up, I work out. I'm not actually working out at the gym, but you know, at home. I go to school. I then have around 2 to 3 hours of time for analysis, for watching daily videos, video calls, and everything related to the real world. Afterwards, I go to my workplace because I also have in real life work. It's a short time, but usually after 8 p.m. I'm done. Afterwards, I give myself maybe 30 to 45 minutes of free time as a reward. Then I still perform a little bit of analysis and yeah, I go to sleep. Compared to my previous life, I can't really remember what my life before that looked because it was such a long time ago, like 2.5 years, I would say now, I think. Uh, yeah, 2.5 years. uh, or 1.5 years, something like this. But I remember just playing much and not doing anything and really not showing any form of interest in any creative activities, just playing Minecraft or other games. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And you said you also work. So was that to help support your mother, or did you just decide you wanted extra income?
I decided I wanted extra income because my portfolio is still relatively small compared to other people, and I think just extra income, even if small, really cultivates that portfolio growth and extra compounding.
Yep.
So yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. Would you mind saying what you do for your part-time work?
Oh yeah, I'm working as a waiter. Exactly.
So at 15 years old, you got employed as a waiter. Is that even allowed? Because I thought you need to be like minimum 16 years old.
No,
Or is it
in Germany you have to be minimum 14 years old to be allowed to work. It's not part time. It's called a mini job, and you're basically allowed to make a set amount. It's in this case, and basically in any other case, 500 euros per month. But yeah, exactly. That's about it.
ah. So somewhere in restaurants, you'll see 14-year-old waiters walking around, basically.
Can happen, but usually not.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so yeah, really cool. And as you said, that extra income at this age is actually a lot more than if you were earning this in 10 years' time because of the compound and because you know how to utilize it. So again, really cool to hear what you're doing. And what plans do you have for future if you were to lay it out in the short term, medium term, and long term?
For the short term, I think I will just keep continuing what I'm right now doing because I don't have any other short term plans. And for the medium term, I'm thinking of building a safety net of cultivating creativity because creativity is actually very important to develop and invent new stuff with the tool belt we currently have. Um, for the long term, it's I would say as any other goal of ambitious teenagers, having a family, having a house, owning some land. You know, the average modern or conservative goal, you could say. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Let's see. I think that's most of my questions for now, then. So I'll wrap up with a final one. That being for people who are unsure about joining the real world because they're thinking, what if I get scammed to $50? What advice would you have to them?
I would say definitely give it a chance because it's worth it. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it when people are saying bad stuff on YouTube, but I think the community and the professors are definitely worth it. You learn stuff which is available, but it's everything is compounded into one batch, so to say. You have everything at one place. You have people who are more knowledgeable than you. You have people who have similar views than you, who want to cultivate your growth. And I think that's the best part about it. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, very cool. So, Victor, thank you for coming on and sharing your story as a 15-year-old on the upwards of 3,000. Obviously, it fluctuates because of the market. So, but you know the strategy to consistently keep making income, which is the most important part. So, yeah, utilizing part-time work to increase that, and then continue to compound. So, I think for the third time now, I'm saying really cool what you're doing. Thank you for coming on and sharing it, and I wish you all the best for future.
Thank you. I wish you the best too.